Cardinal. I'm here with my friend Megumi.
And I voted today.
They wouldn't let me.
You didn't even go try!
I already know they wouldn't let me vote on the thing that I cared about.
Yeah, fair.
For those who are wondering why I say they wouldn't let me vote, I am registered as independent, and which means that I cannot vote in any of the primaries. Because it would be too easy for a large majority of people to just register as independent, vote in the primaries for whoever they don't want to win, or depending, whoever. Vote on the primary if they want to keep the person who's currently in power or whoever.
Yeah.
They can vote on the person that they don't want to win to become the person, so that it's a weak candidate against who they believe is a strong candidate on their side.
Yeah.
So in order to keep that from being a regular thing,
Like if you want Trump to be president, you vote Joe Biden in for the Democratic candidate.
you basically want to create a very, very poor, unvotable candidate.
Not saying that Joe Biden would make a bad president, but Trump knows how to run circles around him.
Basically.
He is going to drag that man through the mud.
I'd better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about it one more time. One more again. Leave the area? Yes. So no, I did not get a chance to vote in the primary.
I'm very sad for you.
Oh, was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. Da 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 da. What? We have Makoto, we have a big problem, man. What's wrong? Look! His finger shook as he pointed.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hina's not dead.
Yet?
No. She's not dead. Open your eyes. No way she's dead. What? Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hina just all of a sudden, they were yelling and then they knocked the pepper off the table and that led to a sneeze. Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? Mine might be flat, but at least mine are real. And look at my shapely collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire? Anyway, you totally non-adorable boys, just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else I'll start cutting and indulge with myself, and who knows how long. Okay, then, let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, hero, help me. Sure thing. Wee-woo. I'll never be able to do the laugh better. I'll just let the laugh happen. Why are you making that face and pulling up your lewds?
I was making that face to, like, because she had her tongue out. And I forgot to post my lewds, so I need to post my lewds.
Josiah Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried Hina away. The nurse's office. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injury in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure. Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd probably be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know? Yes, well, 1,000 times thanks. Well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic. It just makes you sound even more hostile. What happened? Hey, Hina, what the heck happened? We just got into a fight and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess. The fight was because of Socrata. At first, I tried to just ignore it. If you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time left to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go, so I just... Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like 12 times. 12 punches isn't really without thinking. And when the things got out of hand, Genocide Jack got let loose, right? That's my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Cause she was saying all these terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, The door to the nurse's office burst open. The door was gonna fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us. Socrata? You're hurt. What happened? Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal. Makoto, Hiro, what is the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was just a Jill. It's all that demented murderous fiend's fault. To hurt Hina. Damn you. To leave me alone, but hurt her? What is this? What is this? I'm okay. Really, it's just a scratch. Unforgivable. Hiro, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly. Somebody save me! Hiro nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. But just a second later... What is going on? Nope. Wrong. I tried to make a call. I tried to make a call.
You thought, bitch, you thought.
Yeah. What is all this noise about? Yoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room. I gather that something happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura. You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm drawing a line. Right here and now. But
Well,
Hina sprang in action, leaving the nurse's office and chased after Sakura.
Sakura is either gonna die or she's gonna be framed for the next murder.
She's still ignoring us.
Alrighty.
Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured. Huh? About that issue we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter anymore. Then, do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it? You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You're only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Yeah. Think like that? Well, yeah, you can tell Kyoko she's not gonna jump off the fucking handle.
Fair.
What? Ultimately, that means you don't trust me. That's just not. But if that's how, if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry. Fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides, I may have. Oh, the blue shoe. Overreacted.
Let's hang out with her.
Huh? Anyway, it's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Okay, thank you. Oh, I can choose it. We discussed doesn't matter anymore. I wanted to talk to you about something else. What does he want to talk to me about? Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where? Just come with me and you'll find out. I guess, but... With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. I hurried to catch up to her. We do, I think, still have one more free day. Before shit hits the fan. And in silence, I chased her. And eventually we arrived. Dressing room? So the something else you mentioned. That's right. It has to do with alter ego. But you said we didn't need alter ego anymore. I didn't say we didn't need him. I just said he had done his job. Besides, it's not us that needs alter ego. He has business with us.
Interesting.
Alter ego asked me to bring others to come see him. Apparently he has something he wants to ask us. Alter ego wants to ask us something? Hey, bye, Stardust.
Hi!
Let's talk to the computer. Hello. Oh, it's just the two of you, Kyoko and Makoto? Is two not enough? No, it's okay. Two should be plenty. What is it he wants to ask us? Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh, yeah, so I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect to the school network. Ooh-ee, oh-whoa, wing-wang, walla-walla, bing-bang. Ooh-ee, ooh-ooh, ow, wing-wang, walla-walla, bing-bang. What? It's ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla, bing-bang. Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla, bing-bang.
God, I sure hope this is another one of those Limbo Jojimbo bots.
It's not. That's a pup.
Right. You know, he really is just a Limbo Jojimbo bot.
Pretty sure he is. He's got the same energy.
Yes, that cryptic energy. Decrypted. You're crypted 100%.
Yokio and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, "Why?" Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here saying I finished my work? I don't want that. I want to be able to helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. That's what Master would have want too. So to help everyone else solve the mystery of this school, the only way I can help is if you connect me to this school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it, and they'd find you, and they'd... You agree, right, Kyoko? I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can't handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. It's for the sake of everyone else. I won't be afraid. Couldn't help but get lost in that voice. It was just too committed, too admirable, too fragile. You remember what you asked before, Makoto? You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah? When I talk to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. I can say this. There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Alter Ego is shaped like a friend. Kyoko. To be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push himself anymore. Because if we take any more risks, the mastermind really will notice it. But let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network. But he's our friend, so I want to take his feelings into consideration. And he says he wants to fight alongside his friends. If you were in his place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend. You guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't. Aww. Dee-doo, chi-chow.
Not even gonna try to decipher that.
It's just he's just like robot beep booping now.
Basically.
Besides, there's one place where the mastermind might not notice. Remember? There's another place besides here where there's no surveillance camera. The secret room. Definitely remember there was no surveillance camera in there. I do believe you can connect to the network from there. Remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall. Just because there's no camera there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move Alter Ego, and the mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. Right. But despite all that, I think we need to try. Because that's our best chance of finding any new clues. Yoko. In that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it. Okay then, I'll leave it to you. Thank you. Let's get started. Gonna be a little cramped for you, Alter Ego. Bear with us, okay? Start packing him up right away. I close the laptop and stuff it underneath my jacket.
I'm
Don't like that.
I'm uncomfortable.
Shh, you can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay?
Don't like that.
Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good.
I have a question. How come he can hear us sometimes?
And we have to type other times?
Yeah.
Boopity boopity beep.
We wouldn't
See,
know that because we...
He understands. When I said robot noises, he went to boopity boopity beeps.
Yeah, fair, fair.
Now make the sound a camel makes.
Do you know what sound a camel makes, Paladin?
Kind of. So there might be a network cable in there. Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already. Kind of. Camels are basically like, that's not right. Just nothing but peas is not right.
Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves. I don't know what a camel makes.
What about the sound what about the sound do you know the sound that a penguin makes?
Kind of.
It's like a weird robot voice doing an Owen Wilson wow.
Oh yeah.
For anybody who doesn't get that, go ahead and just look up penguin sounds. It is basically a robot like synthesizer attempting to make an Owen Wilson wow.
My favorite one.
Wow.
My favorite one is just like a group of penguins walking. One slips and eats his, like his ass just eats the ice.
And they all just yeah.
The rest of them just make that sound in unison.
So good. It's always so good. I'm also very pleased with myself for being able to pull Owen Wilson, like robot Owen Wilson noise out of my ass.
Lovely.
Secret room was on the second floor of the...
I think so.
It was on the second floor of the...
Boys' bathroom.
The second floor
Yeah.
boys' bathroom, yeah, because there's a exclamation mark there. Fan art time!
Oh boy.
Draw robot Owen Wilson. That is your task for the day. Draw robot Owen Wilson. Makoto, are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. Just hurry up and go. Make sure you don't run off. I'm gonna wait right here. I get it, she's acting. She was so forceful I thought I'd made her mad again somehow. Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going. Be thorough. I'm counting on you. Never mind, I suck at drawing. Ah, come on, you're not that bad at drawing. You could draw a robot Owen Wilson.
Check the drawer, I guess.
Okay, first we have to find the network cable, which is on the wall right over here.
That's cable.
Oh, a network cable. There's no fucking network. I mean, I can check the desk, I guess.
Yeah, she said it was in the drawer.
Be a bunch of cables in the drawer. There it is. It's a Cat 5 cable. Pull out the laptop and connect it to the ether port with the cable. Boom. And that should do it. This is the first time we've actually seen the laptop fucking plugged in the entire game. So I'm convinced that this thing never could have actually survived as long as it did.
Fair.
I think it worked. Leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please just wait a little while longer. Yeah. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us as friends. Tomodachi? Even me? Because you know the word Tomodachi is friend, right?
Nope, I did not.
Tomodachi
I
means
assumed
friend.
so, though.
Mm-hmm. It went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings. And there's nothing left for us here. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore, that much was for sure. Kyoko! So we're just gonna split up? Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about, like, what are you gonna do about Socrata? Tomodachi with benefits. Well, something has to be done. It's true. But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we... If we can find some new clues, that would likely change the situation. It's all we can hope for right now. Which is why alter ego. All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. Like free donuts, bro! Everybody loves free donuts.
Yeah.
By the way, I recently found out there actually is a National GM's Day.
Nice. General manager or game master?
Game Master.
Okay.
Game Master is the generic term because Dungeons and Dragons has
It's
DMs,
specific, yeah.
but that's specific to games with dungeons. Turtle Nugget. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's just having a stroke.
Nah.
Oh, did you get it? Did you look at the little bagels I brought you?
I saw them in the fridge.
They're so tiny.
Kind of tired, so I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized.
Okay.
So before long at all, out.
Hiding it.
You guys can't even see it, but it's amazing.
They're underneath this little blue blanket right here.
Ding dong. Not a bing bong though, it's just a ding dong. Sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. That also looks really weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you guys are probably used to seeing me control it with the keys, but if I right click, I can actually drag the whole
I didn't
camera
realize
around.
You could do that. That's pretty cool.
Might be a little Tokemon. Get out of here. Joko, what's going on? Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. Suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Hey, let's hurry.
Who's dead? Who's dead?
What's going on, Hina? Makoto, Kyoko. What's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window in the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. When I did... Sakura? She unconscious? She's sitting in the chair like she's bowing her head. What's going on? Did something happen to her? Just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door to open.
It's filled with gas.
Tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she won't respond.
Someone
So
made
what should
some
we do?
poisonous gas.
What are we gonna do? First of all, we need to get into that room. The door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations. We're going to force our way in. I just said the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Then why? It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room.
Oh my goodness, bless you.
Chair. Either way, this door isn't locked, which
Sneezing
means as
like
far as I can
you.
tell.
Someone's sneezing like you. I think they're both doing it. One back and forth. They sneeze like their dad.
Then there's no problem if we break in. Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right here. The rec room soccer still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Or else the ding dong bing bong would have gone off. Okay, didn't reply. There's only silence. That silence didn't last long. Here, I found a broom in the classroom. Use it. You can handle this, right, Makoto? Come on, please hurry. Okay, you two stand back. I called to the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. At the moment I laid my hand on her...
She slumped to the floor. Oh?
She smiles. Oh, she's dead. All I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Ding dong bing bong, ding dong ding dong.
Y'all folks gotta stop emailing me at 8 o'clock at night. Looks like a short stream tonight, guys.
Yeah, because we can't just like. No, not Hina. She lost her two best friends. I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Uttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered what she was confirming, that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. With shaky legs, Hina left the rec room, and I... Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. Need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse.
Time passed. An indeterminate amount of time.
While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Ogre!
When it goes back to Aoi's face, look at her eyes.
I like the
Her irises are not at the same level. She's really fucked up.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began. You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you're going to say?
See?
Yeah, a little bit off.
She's fucked up.
Whoever killed her is not just someone in this room. It's one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura. You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything, because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it, I know it. You know it? Oh, he's cute when she's cross-eyed. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer?
Murder flyer.
That's right, it's the next Monokuma flyer. Oh, he says it. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina. Or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold
Don't
on.
like that.
There's something I wanted to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then I killed her? Sorry, not quite, actually, not even close. The whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting a chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the Black End is, this time, I owe you one. You owe them one? Oopsie. Before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are on the line, right?
Who was Hina's other best friend?
Chihiro.
Well, they weren't really best friends. She just
They-
really liked Chihiro.
Her actual bestie was always
100%.
Sakura. He owes them one? I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How could you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
God, I hope it was you.
It could be you. Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead.
Well, I know it wasn't me.
Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? Okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here. Sakura. Okay, then Hina is guard number 1. But we need one more. Kyoko, that's you. Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
Yeah, he did it.
Fine. I'll stay behind.
Yeah, he did it.
Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we?
Yeah, he did it.
I don't think he did.
Why not?
Because he wouldn't be so openly admitting to the fact that she's a thorn in his side if he did it.
That's fair.
Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What? One of you killed Sakura! I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her. Don't be stupid, our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say, I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me.
No.
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Nope, don't care. Don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care? Not sexy waifu Aoi. Yeah, she could have done it herself.
She could have.
Aoi absolutely could have done it to try and, like, help her friend. Then it's decided. Nothing's decided. I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this request. But we have to find out who killed Sakura. For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory.
Y'all still fight?
Fine.
You good?
I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
God, I want to hit him so bad.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on investigation from here on out. Everyone keep in mind, if we can't uncover Sakura's killer, all of us face execution. So one thing I noticed about Sakura's body,
there is blood.
She was smiling. There's a little bit of blood in the background, and there's shattered glass on the floor. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it.
Oh no!
No.
Oh, that's from the chess pieces.
Those are from the chess pieces. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of a hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it.
Okay.
Deadly life. Investigate. No, deadly life is after this. Better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be about 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma file number 4 has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that? The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door has been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to have escaped somehow after barring the door. Or Sakura barred the door and sat back down knowing she was about to die. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there's no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape. That's a different game, right? This is a classic locked room murder. A locked room murder? Guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever, but could it really happen in real life? Right before our very eyes like this? Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind. When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first is the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches including using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we would have to do is check the door to see if that was what. The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Huh? Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through a gap in the floor, something like that. But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list. The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that? They stay hidden, and when the doors open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possible, maybe. And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room? By that, I mean they're actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too? I believe so, yes. Which means it's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
We already know there's a secret passage of hallways somewhere in this school. Because 1, Monokuma gets around. 2, whoever attacked us from behind in the secret room came out of a door we didn't even notice.
Uh-huh. And 3, in any scenario where you cross off an option, it is that if you cross off an option without fully exploring it, it's that option.
Mm-hmm.
Never cross off an option without at least exploring it. Even if you just do so in a very half-hearted manner, never cross off an option before it's been fully explored. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems to be most likely in this case? Talk about taking it from behind. Bow chicka bow wow. Also, hello, Paranoia. I just realized you got here.
Yeah, he's been here for a little bit.
Yeah, he's been here since Socrata died, at least. That's a good question.
Since I made the comment about Aoi's eyes, at the very least.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during the trial. No, he says, uh-oh, Socrata's dead?
Yeah.
And then he said Aoi's cute thing. But right now, I can't really say. See. The way the killer set up that locked room, till I figure that out, the truth behind Socrata's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Socrata, if nothing else. So the first couple of things we need to do is check out everything that's weird. Looks like some kind of wrapper. Do you recognize it? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Socrata got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave the candy to Socrata. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took an entire box to my room. Made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like him that much? Well, I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor.
Aww. I don't want Hina to be
Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
I don't want Hina to be the one that did it.
There's definitely there's 2 missing Monokuma chess pieces. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Inside each, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? It's no different from the standard ship in a bottle. You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have. So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Danganronpa is just a bottle episode.
I mean, it's one giant bottle. Well, here's the thing. Can it be a bottle episode if the bottle is the entire episode? Or is the entire show?
That's fair. I mean, we started out not in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically.
Is it a bottle episode or is it an isekai?
Fair.
There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Here's the real question. Is Danganronpa a soup or a sandwich? Oh, sorry, salad or sandwich?
I don't know.
I think Danganronpa is a salad.
Okay, why is that?
Because there's just a lot of things happening all at once.
That's fair.
It's like a big old mix. Glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added to the truth bullet section. Something else on the ground near the glass. The knight figure.
I also thought that
I'm leaving. It's a soup.
I also thought that the wrapper was a hanky at first.
I also thought it was, yeah, a hanky. Also, I'm leaving. It's a soup.
I don't know what, yes, I know what these things mean.
Because we were talking about, is it a bottle episode? Is it an isekai? It's a Monokuma figure.
A bottle episode is where all the characters of your show get trapped somewhere, like on a desert island, or trapped in an elevator, or literally trapped in a bottle. And by the end of the episode, they get out, and most of the time, that episode has nothing to do with the rest of the plot. You go back, it just basically it doesn't like reset, but it's like once you get off, you never reference it again. That's a bottle episode. And isekai
you know what? You guys actually experienced a bottle episode. Kind of. You guys experienced a bottle episode when you guys ended up inside the cube.
Yes, that's what it was. That was a bottle episode. An isekai is a type of anime where usually the main character gets hit by a truck, and instead of dying and go to heaven, they get reincarnated in a fantasy world where they have to be the hero.
They don't always have to die either.
Well,
a lot of the time,
usually they die.
A lot of the time, the plot requires death, but technically speaking, Inuyasha is also an isekai, and she just falls into a well.
Okay.
In fact, she can go back and forth between the worlds. There are, in fact, bottled episodes of Inuyasha, which is the ancient Japanese, the feudal Japan people in the demon world, going back through the well to her side and being in modern day Japan. What?
Dragon Tales is an isekai. Dragon Tales is an isekai, you guys.
Chalk Zone is an isekai.
It is! Oh my god.
There's a thought process for everybody. Chalk Zone is an isekai.
Dang.
Is that a handprint? Someone's playing with someone's playing with flour in the locker room. It's like someone on the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust. Looks like quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then maybe the killer hid in here until the lock door was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not? Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? And the locker was already open. The locker was already open at that point. Scooby-Doo is my favorite anime.
Cory in the House is my favorite anime.
Scooby-Doo, let's see here. What kind of anime is Scooby-Doo? You could argue that it's kind of a slice of life, but it's also it's actually more like shonen than anything. No, because it involves like scary stuff. It's actually more seinen.
Yeah, I see it.
Scooby-Doo is a seinen anime. It's a seinen horror mystery anime. So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. It's not. It's an American. I thought. Wait, is Scooby-Doo a lesbian? Thought you were American. Scooby-Doo might be a Death Note-esque kind of horror mystery anime. Yeah, that's then it's a seinen, because that's what Death Note is. Death Note is a seinen anime. Seinens tend to be darker and edgier than shonens. Shonens are like your Dragon Ball Z's or your One Pieces of the world. Shoujos are your Fruits Baskets, your what's
Sailor Moon.
Well, Sailor Moon is, I guess, technically a shoujo, but it's also
literally shoujo magic. What is it? Anyway,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, shoujo literally just like, here's the thing: shoujo means little girl, and shonen means little boy.
Yeah.
Because those are the genres that they're designed for.
Yeah.
It's little kid, like it's male child anime and female child anime is what shonen and shoujo mean.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah, but it's maho shoujo, by the way.
Maho, thank you.
Maho is the word for magic. Maho shoujo, whatever. Like, that's Maho shoujo Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
Locker handprint has been added to the truth bullets. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know how big of a weeb you were, John. These streams have taught me so much. Dude, I've been watching anime since, like, early on. Like, I watched anime on Toonami as a kid, and then I found out that there was more than just what Toonami had, and then I just kind of went down the line. I am a big weeb. But here's the thing:
I
you
started out
don't know
watching-
it. You also don't know it because being a weeb does not define me. It is simply an aspect of my life.
I started watching anime when I was 18, so I didn't have the middle school phase. So my middle school phase was freshman year of college. My entire freshman year of college, I was that one kid from your middle school.
I was never.
I had an Oron High School Host Club bag. I wore the hats with the ears on it.
I was never that. I've always enjoyed anime, but I was never the like. I was always socially conscious enough to know I was like, I'm not gonna go to school with that. Like I was friends with the kid that would wear the ninja headband, but I never wore the ninja headband.
I never owned a ninja headband.
I have a ninja headband, but I
have
don't know
one
where
now.
it is.
Cameron gave it to me. Cameron gave it to me for a TikTok, and he's like, I'm never gonna wear it again. Please keep it. And I was like, okay. I didn't even care about Naruto.
Protein Zyme X. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room. Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein, and she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. I wouldn't take it to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein chem, it's got a label on it that says Kim A2. Reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Kim lab had all kinds of health stuff, so she must have gotten it from the Kim lab. You see what's scattered in the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. But they are just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. What does that matter? Can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take a note of it. So somebody must have dropped it after we got into the room. It's a fucked up protein powder. Death Note ran in Weekly Shonen Jump just like Dragon Ball. Yeah, but I mean, like, there's not an actual. Is there an actual sign-in like thing?
No, there's not.
So that's the thing. Is like, sign-in as a category. It was created to describe more adult, sort of darker themed stuff.
It's just dark shonen.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Sign-in is just dark shonen. Shonen is more like the kid stuff, where sign-in is more adult themed. Not to be like not sexy, but like, you know, darker and more mature. Important clue. I'm not sure how I see how. Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Is there anything that I didn't look at yet? I mean, I could talk to the people, but I'm not going to, probably.
Why not?
I probably should.
There's also, I think you could look at the.
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. Alright. I can look directly at Sakura.
You should.
Which I haven't done that yet. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monofukuma file, she had also vomited blood. I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya? However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting. Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
Okay,
Well, so the candy probably had poison.
Probably.
I've checked out everything that I can in this room.
The chair and the door.
Oh, this chair.
Yeah, sorry, that chair.
There's no chair. Like, chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. And then
Look at the door.
The door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smash window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from inside, not from the outside. Oh right, I can't click on the door to leave now. I have to hit R. I have to hit R to leave.
Guess you gotta talk to everybody.
Yeah, I gotta go talk. I have to talk to the others now. But for Socrata to have been killed, yeah, that's not the type who would have gone down without a fight. And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? Must have been taking her by surprise, right? Certainly they would have needed to if they expected it to stand any chance against her. Around 1 o'clock right now. According to Monokuma files, Stalker died around 12, so roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Uh-oh. Though that technically gives us an alibi.
Yeah.
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, right? Don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file says she died right out around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I had stopped her by force, even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible to have regrets, I know. Always the count has been added to your truth bullets. The fact that she had asked those three to meet with her. She asked them to come to the rec room at noon. The same time and place she ended up dying. Might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Byakuya? What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive an oath to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Yaki said he didn't go to see her? Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay. Thanks.
He wasn't in the nurse's office, correct?
Byakuya?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Making sure.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part. Then you should probably talk with people, go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave. Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say.
Gotta push the button.
Yep. I'm used to being able to just, like, click on the door to leave this room. So the 2 probably went back to their rooms. Aw, they're not gonna let me go. I wanted to investigate the chem lab.
Like, we gotta do
I hate
that
this.
later.
I hate this. I hate that they make you do this. So the other 2 were, yeah, it would be Toko and Hiro. Sayaka's room. Toko's room. Press the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few seconds. Is it Jack or Toko? It's Toko. Who's there? The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay. Well... She didn't look like she was in a good mood. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Socrata had asked to meet with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked him to meet with her. Her to meet with him. She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? Guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Grip it and rip it. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated to her room. Interessante. And now to the other massive-haired member of this party. And after a few seconds, what's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check on something. It's about how Socrata wanted to meet with you. How did you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Socrata tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, the note, she gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super susp. So then you went and met with Socrata? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. Well, while I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let me see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hiro did it.
Ah, sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets.
He did it.
But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket.
Huh.
Uh-oh. Stinky. Ah! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket. Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room.
Hiro did it.
Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash. It's
Hiro,
like pocket sand.
Hiro did it.
No, Aoi did it.
But here's the thing. His story doesn't match up.
Aoi asked them all to stay quiet. I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe we should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor. Or, rather, she didn't ask them to, but basically forced them to, because I bet she laced the candy with poison, and she had the anti-poison, and basically forced them to agree to be along with her, or she wouldn't fix them.
The hero story still doesn't add up. Sakura gave him the note in person, but after the nurse's office, he didn't see her at all for the rest of the day?
Yeah, his story doesn't match up, which probably means he's the killer, but I'm not going to live up on my theory quite just yet.
It's a good theory, it is.
I was like, can I get a faster teleport? Yeah. Makoto, did you have your eyes on the chem lab too?
I mean, yeah.
Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, got it. I think what you mean to say was, yes, sir, I understand.
Wow.
What I meant to say is, fuck off, bitch. My crime scene now. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. Should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, What's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it.
Someone stepped in it.
Are these footprints? They're on the front of the shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer! With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and pen. Well,
Just write fuck
let's
you
go.
on the paper and
Chomp,
hand it
chomp.
back.
I mean, that's what I did. That's what I did when somebody asked me to draw a map. I took their money, wrote fuck off, and then walked away.
Wait, when?
During Lignum. Remember?
Oh, right.
That girl.
Right.
Absolutely made Callum his bitch. Her bitch. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn a sketch of the room. So how is this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me? So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear, though, that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, then left. These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes. Give me your shoes. And I'll confirm their size for myself. How has that become my thing?
I don't know.
How has give me your shoes become my thing?
It's a it's a power thing.
The game audio. Oh, the game audio is quiet for some reason. Why did it do that? I switched over.
Has it been quiet the whole time?
It may have been quiet the whole time. I don't think the game. I think the game's audio has not been playing because it was set to speakers like the whole game.
Oh, no.
So far we've had no actual music so far.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm talking the whole time, but it doesn't really matter because like we're only just making snippets.
Yeah.
I could technically download the final video, just throw some regular like Danganronpa background music behind it, and then go. Because that's all it is. It's just the Danganronpa.
Now it's too loud.
Now it's too loud.
Apparently. How's that? Any
Is
better?
that better?
Don't make it too quiet. They want to hear it.
I know, but like, look at where our level is versus that. Typically speaking, it's better for it to be about 2/3 our level.
That's fair.
There we go. There's a good level. Now it's loud. Yeah, I had apparently like I had forgot to set the default thing, so it just didn't set to default like it normally does. Okay, then let me see. Yeah, give me your shoes. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. You know who has a smaller foot size than me? Motherfucking Howie.
How do we know that?
Because she's a girl. And this is a game made in Japan.
But she's also a swimmer.
Then it's...
Swimmers actually tend to have big feet.
You know what big feet means? Built-in flippers. Also big dick. Confirmed, Hina has a big dick.
I mean, she does have big titties.
She does use it to steer like a rudder. That's a free joke. I can't
50% off.
50% off joke, yeah. That's a 50% off joke. I can't use that. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Which means which means that they are totally... Wait.
Big shoe.
Why would Aoi have known exactly where to go to grab a broom? Or I guess she must have found one in the class. She said she found one in the classroom, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see here. That's definitely poison.
Yeah.
There's a broken bottle on the shelf, and this powder came from. Looks like a bottle had a label on it. Kim C4.
Well.
It's explosive! Everybody get... Would you like to hear something interesting?
Not really.
I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled. That's right. It could only have been done around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook.
When there's 2 people left, does Monokuma just decide to,
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch
Like
a
a death
tiger
battle?
by its toe. If it hollers, let it go. My mother told me to pick the very best one, and you are
Dead.
definitely not one. So what does that mean? I have no clue. Here's some knives. Kill each other.
That was lovely. I like that. That was a nice little...
There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. Nah, he snaps the pool cue and says, "Fight!" There are pool cues, which I'm surprised have not been used as a murder weapon yet.
Yes.
All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letters A and a number. So I guess the canister that is part of the shelving is unit section A. So C4 came from shelf C, which is why it's over there.
Yeah.
And the protein powder was in Kim A, right?
Yeah.
Why is Kim C in there though? Kim C9 is in there. There's one bottle that isn't labeled Kim C9. Could someone have put it in here on accident? The shelf. One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the label C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C.
Might as well check out B while we're here.
Yep. So on this shelf there's one label that is red. I bet that's not a good thing. Bunch of chemicals that have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they are used in the experiment to bring about a chemical reaction. Have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser. That's right, I'm calling you a loser, Megumin. Loser.
Fuck you.
Which I suppose suits you well.
That is all.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on it. For those who don't know, I was making a joke because mine was a math-based major, and Megumin's was an art-based major. All the containers on the shelf labeled B.
I am a loser.
Don't see anything out of ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like this is split into 3 sections. Section A is labeled dietary supplements. B has reagents. C has lethal chemicals. Socrata must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me about Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here.
Can you go back and look at the stuff right now in your file?
Yeah.
Please do.
Truth bullets.
Yes, please.
So Monokuma file. I'll just
No,
go
no,
down. No, I can do it one at a time. I can go through one at a time. The victim
I don't
was...
need you to read all of them. I just want to look at the protein thing we saw on the floor.
Okay. Chair's been jammed. Socrata was found dead. Bloodstained. Ritual of the night. Polka dotted candy wrapper. Poison. Monokuma figure. But there's another Monokuma figure missing. The queen is missing. A2.
Okay. Just wondering what it said.
Yeah, it's Kim A2.
That's it. That's all I needed.
Looks like there's maybe a bunch of powder was thrown into this room. And it looks like there's a face that got pushed up against the thing as well.
Oh man, it does.
Always the count, Byakuya's,
It
Toko's,
looks kind of like Byakuya, if I'm gonna be honest.
Perhaps he asked to see our shoe size so that he could avoid the fact that it was his shoe size instead.
Maybe.
Can I back out? I have to check out this area. What about it? I looked at that already. I just have to look at the middle. A bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. Better not leave a footprint. Probably there's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the front shelf. Also, the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Kim C4. Also looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder could have been spilled right about the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder has been added to the truth bolt section. Already taking a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should try to look around the rec room. Now that we know about the powder spill, we can probably go back to the rec room and look at powder spill stuff. What?
I thought it immediately took us to the rec room and I saw the powder again.
No. No, we gotta go there ourselves. Quick fuck against the wall. We're not doing that with Byakuya. Oh, are you talking about the... It's a lot of baby powder produced. It's just a quick fuck in the locker room. So Makoto, how is your investigation going? I told Kyoko and Toko and Hiro... I told Kyoko, but Toko and Hiro told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. It's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, and the shelf of magazines, and Monokuma bottles. These three things have been revealed new clues. You'd do well to look at them over one more time. So they specifically said the Monokuma bottles. And Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. New.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, and I'm sure you'll find it. I mean, you don't have to pay that much attention. They're fucking chess pieces. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
That's fair.
Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle has been updated to the Truth Bowl section of the handbook.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like you to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? Experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. It's okay to mess with a crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass.
Alright.
With that, Kyoko left the room. Really don't know what this is all about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken little bottle pieces. Has everyone just accepted that you'll never be murdered? No. In fact, if I remember correctly, in the later games, there's actually like quick time events you have to do to avoid being murdered.
Interesting.
And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Let's get to work. What kind of experiment are we
in
doing?
other words,
Got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? Point of the experiment. It will make sense when you're done.
listen,
First, let's compare the weight of the two of the normal Monokuma bottles.
Okay.
They weigh the
Okay.
same,
in other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter.
Because we didn't put the figure on there.
Unless the pieces are heavier, because it's not a Monokuma bottle.
Oh.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? Broken pieces are heavier? Because it's not just a Monokuma bottle, it might be two Monokuma bottles and they only left one, or it might be a Monokuma bottle and a C bottle, because all the C bottles were in red bottles as well. Was that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together. I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. The fact that two bottles were probably used. Which means two consecutive hits to the head, probably. Or that the two people got into a fight. One person got hit, another person got hit. Because we
Yeah.
only see one wound.
Yeah.
So that might lead to whoever ended up in the locker. I don't know. Handprint?
why?
Handprint doing there. It looks like someone touched the inside of it. We've already done all of this. We've done all of this. We've done all of this. What was the other thing she wanted me to look at?
Bloodstain.
Bloodstain? Ritual of the Night? There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. I can only assume the blood is Socrata's, but it's strange if true. Why is it so far away from where she died?
I have everything again.
I guess the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind.
It's upside down.
Someone hit up on accident? When it catches your eye, it's important for you to explore the detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Toko. Bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Toko, is this?
So,
This is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
But her fingers
However-
aren't bloody.
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. Made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Is that? It says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. She's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer, unless it was you, Aoi, and you're trying to blame Toko. See why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. We've already had the death message thing. Like, we've already done that. They wouldn't make the same plot point again, would they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. By the way, by Stardust, I'll have you know that watching us play Danganronpa means you're watching an anime. Congratulations.
Yeah, there isn't Danganronpa anime. So
There's an actual Trigger Happy Havoc anime.
it's supposed to be really good.
Is there anything else that we're supposed to be looking at?
Talk to her again. See if she'll repeat it.
in other words,
Results of her experiment, yeah, blah.
hey,
So what do you think? It's all on you. Experiment showed that the pieces of the glass on the floor were heavier than the intact Monokuma bottle. And the bottles all have something in common. There's apparently an important secret hidden there.
Oh, just look, it's Sakura. Check out Sakura again.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
I believe I'm watching a Twitch stream. Except it's a Twitch stream that is essentially playing an anime. It's actually technically playing a visual novel, which is a video game manga. Just starting off and just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the sight of touching a dead body. It was completely unemotional. Kind of a thing I'd grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times, I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? I'm sorry, what? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes. Give me her shoes.
correct.
See the yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound on her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It seems-
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head, one from each bottle.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one. Funimation did not reuse the original English voice actors.
Really?
Bryce Papenbrook did reprise his role.
It's true.
Bryce is the main character.
Yeah. That's disappointing.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I mean, you don't get a whole lot of their voices, but still.
Yeah. Like, I really like the voices they have for the game.
I don't think anyone but Kyoko would have pulled that off. Bing bong, ding dong, bing bong.
Wait, really? That's it?
Looks like it.
Oh, I guess so.
Last of the clues.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Yes, this is an anime.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
Congratulations, By Stardust. You're watching an anime.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first
Yes.
floor of the school.
Yes, this exact story is the anime Danganronpa. If you just look up Danganronpa anime, you get this exact story. I have never seen it. I have never seen it specifically because I figured at some point I would play the game.
We didn't want to be spoiled.
He's gonna watch it so he knows all the story. Don't spoil us.
See you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this when we're done.
I mean, we're probably like close to being done. I mean,
Yeah,
we also
don't
said that
have
about
many people
we
left.
also said that about Persona, and we're still only like, you know, the first third of the way into Persona. Persona 5.
There. Here's the thing, I might not watch Danganronpa with you because of that exact situation.
No, I'm gonna watch it because it sounds good. You should also
It should be good.
You should also take, if you like the idea of this, it's not quite the same, but you should also watch the Phoenix Wright anime. Phoenix Wright is another video game turned anime because it had an anime
haven't
art
seen
style and it's a Phoenix Wright is essentially this, but it's not a bunch of kids stuck in a house. It's
It's
just
an actual lawyer.
yeah, it's
slash
the
defense
story. He's a defense lawyer in the future. And I specifically mentioned the future because it's the future of Japan where all trials take place in one day, and a verdict has to be met after the first day of trial. So you basically go, you do the thing, and then the trial takes place in one setting, one sitting. Very rarely are there ever. I think there's sometimes, and it's very rare that they do it. There are sometimes recesses, but generally speaking, by the end of the day, the trial is over and somebody has to be either named guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen.
Alright, boys.
Yeah.
Looks like it's that time.
It is that time
We don't want to
because
sit here for 3 hours.
yeah,
3 more hours.
that class trial is going to be an entire 3-hour thing.
Oh, 100%.
So it's like 24. Kind of, yeah. Except like the class except
Yeah,
it's
that's a good show.
It's more like the class trials. 24 was a good show. Jack Bauer was cool. Right up until like 3rd season, it started to get bad. Like the 1st season of 24 is amazing. The 1st season of 24 is awesome. 2nd season of 24 is pretty good. 3rd season, they get really silly. Like they talk about being on secure anti-terrorist lines, and yet every single person is wearing a Bluetooth headset. Whenever they started getting hacked, they get hacked at one point, and 2 people are typing on the same keyboard to try and counter hack. This is the dumbest shit I've ever. No, that's from CSI. CSI was the one that had the 2 people talking, typing to counter hack. But yeah, they keep mentioning forever in that show that there's something happening, and the whole show takes place over 24 1-hour episodes. So you technically never stop seeing what's going on. I remember a lot of jokes being made where there's just entire episodes of 24. Like, it's an entire episode of just Jack Bauer asleep because, like, the man has to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, 24 was a cool thing. But anyway, class trial time is next. I don't think we're going to hop into the class trial right now because that's a lot of time. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to invest, and we've already been
Yeah.
going for
An hour and
an
a
hour and a half.
Sorry for the short stream.
It's a little bit short, but tomorrow is the class trial. Look forward to that. In the meantime, that's going to be where we end it today. Thank you, everybody who came out to today's stream. I've been Paladin All. This has been Megumin.
Hi.
This has been Danganronpa V1 Trigger Happy Havoc. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.